Well, good morning. Welcome to build day 42, and it's starting out as a weird build day 42. We're in the truck. My body crashed last night. I went to bed at 11, slept until about 3, and my back got me up. So I sat up for about an hour, 2 hours, was back into bed around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And my body shut down on me. I slept until noon. So I got some sleep last night, about 10 hours worth of sleep, and I needed it. We were supposed to have a doctor's appointment today at 1, and it is now 1 o'clock. And I'm sitting outside the haunt with Kaylee. We ended up canceling the appointment. My mom wasn't feeling good, and I didn't get up in time to get her there anyway, so we called and canceled. We're going to reschedule for sometime in November. But with getting such a late start, it's going to affect things a little bit. I've still got to get the ponds filled. We're going to work on that, and then we're going to work on the photo op. How far we're going to get on everything is another story, because the photo op is going to take a little bit of time. I got screens, projectors, and bubbler, stands to get in, the lighting, and what have you. Luckily, no pneumatics and no control board, so we should be okay. But we're getting a little bit later start. Lunch for the day. Fuck. How about Big Mac, a quarter pounder, a large fry, and a Coke? Just go simple. Actually, a quarter pounder does sound kind of good. Anyway, there you go. Your lunch of the day. I gotta go start dragging hosing out. Those ponds have to get filled today. We need several days to test them. If they don't get filled today. But anyway, we'll get them filled, get their dye in today, and hopefully get the pumps turned on if I can make it far enough in the photo op. At least get the water in. So let's get the day started. Well, we've been busy out here. Savannah's been out in the backyard picking up the flowers and stuff, cleaning out the gardens for winter. I've been out here messing with the ponds. We got the clown done first, and if you notice, the water in the barrel is clear. When we get the pumps turned on, you'll suck the colored water into that water and get it color changed, so I'm not worried about that. And then we did a little work, actually a lot of work over here. We got all the ponds are filled. And this one's actually glowing right now from the black light up there. That one's catching some light from the doorway, but it's glowing too. We'll give you a look at this tonight, and we should have the pumps on by this evening too. But we got all these done, and I went and added water to the barrels so they won't float. I might get in there and dump some dye in them too. I don't know if the water will glow through the barrels or not, but it's something worth trying. So we got that done. It took just about 3 hours to get all the ponds filled. I went through in the water room, got the fence up, got the sensor up, had to make a few adjustments to some of the pumps, their placements and stuff, while the ponds were filling. Then I also gathered my stuff. I got a basket down there outside of Kaylee with the lights, floodlights for the photo op. Hold on 1 second. We're doing a late day walk for Kaylee. It's after 4. She's been a good girl, so we're taking a break. I also got in and I weed eated the photo op, and we got the screen in. And that's about as far as we've gotten. Morgan's been out here. She raked the photo op, or photo hallway, and has been sweeping too. She's going to do out here as well. Just haven't gotten to it yet. But we're staying busy. We're not getting anything major done. I think when we're back from walking Kaylee, I'm going to grab something to eat because Ram's hungry. I think Set Dresser's hungry too. Oh, she had lunch. I haven't. I gotta get in and start getting the lights and stuff in. So we'll be working on that this evening. And hopefully getting the ponds pumped up. Okay, guys, it is 7:42, and I am going to be calling it quits here shortly. But I wanted to give you a nighttime view of the water room with the water in and the fountains running. We got
need more dye.
Yeah, I'll probably add a little bit more dye to darken it up. We can do that tomorrow. Sorry, you got a shot of the ground there. But my end on the water room is done, and it is way brighter in here with the water. The water made all the difference. And if I get a chance, I'll go back through some of my old footage prior to the water going in, and I'll put that up so you can see the difference. But I was thinking, with zombie bait here on camera, you can see him really good via camera, but he looks a little dark in person. But I think he'll be okay. And then as far as fountains, that's what the Leering Skeleton does. And then we've got Morgan's fountain. You can kind of see that. And then the water wall, you can see the different jets and stuff shooting down. And then the dragon does that, just comes out of his chest. But when I pan around, I can see the fountains with my naked eye, but they kind of blend into the background with all the fluorescence. And it's always been my hope with the fluorescent dye that the water coming out of the fountains would fluoresce, and you'd be able to see them. But it never has. No matter how much dye I put in the water, the screens never fluoresce. I don't know why. But here's your look at the water room. SOHJ. The top damage, SOH, and that blob at the end could be a fucked up J. SOHJ, what does that stand for?
I don't know.
Yeah. Now, if I remember, I will go through one of the old videos, one of the prior setup videos, to get you a night shot in here without the water, so you can see what the difference is. And another thing we're thinking too, Swan and I were talking, with being so bright, I don't know how the projection up on the roof is going to show up. It's something we'll have to give a try out. I don't feel like turning it on right now. Another fix right up here. I had a wire hanging down that shouldn't have been hanging down. I'll have to tuck it later. Okay, we're back out front. And there's a skelly with red floods on them. We got 2 on the walls, one there, and then I have 2, and they're doing the head and the shoulders. And I've got one there and one there. They're doing an upshot onto the ribs, and then another red flood on the skull. And then we got the mini pillars going too. And me and Swan were talking about the pumpkin pile needing light, and not really. By the time we get the projector screen going and all the lights over here are on, I think we'll be fine. Right? Yes? No?
Should be.
Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, so can I. Now, I still need to get the stand for the projector and the projector box in, a stand for the bubbler, and I need to run the AC power line for that. And it's dark. I gotta put those together out in my shop. I don't feel like doing it in the dark. Now, like I said, I got the AC and the hay to do. We'll just do that tomorrow. It won't take long, an hour at the most, and we'll have this done, and we'll move on to something else. So I'm calling it quits for the day. Stay tuned for happy hour and your end of the day wrap up. We can talk more about this then. Okay, we're gonna get somewhat fancy and exotic for happy hour. Your tonight's drink is called an Amaretto Sour. Amaretto liqueur, cask-proof bourbon, lemon juice, freshly squeezed. Of course, it's always freshly squeezed. Rich simple syrup, egg white, and then garnish with a lemon twist, or two brandied cherries. Wow, that's getting potent. There's your happy hour. Okay, end of the day wrap up. And we've got a Kaylee in her spot waiting to do her thing. She likes to move the truck. We know that. I say move the truck and she starts getting all excited. But I'm also finding she likes doing the wrap-ups. You know, I don't know what it is, but if we move the truck, I put her in the house, she'll sit at the door and whine while I'm doing the wrap-up until Sue Ann has to usually let her out. And I'll reshoot the wrap-up with her. She gets upset. She likes doing the end of the day wrap-up. But today we're doing it a little bit early. It's just now going on 8 o'clock. I've been staying out here to about 9:30ish. You know, almost 10 o'clock the last couple of days. And last night my body said enough and crashed on me, and I slept in late today. So we got a late start out here. I didn't get as far as I wanted to today. You know, I was thinking I'd be out here around 8, 9 o'clock and get started and be done with the ponds by noon, take my mom to her doctor's appointment, then come back and work on the photo op. Well, it was almost dinner time by the time I got to photo op today. You know, we're getting such a late start. It took about 3 hours to get those ponds filled and the pumps dialed in. I had one pump, the one for the Hammer and Clown, I forgot to plug in, so it wasn't working at all. And then when Sue Ann initially plugged them in, none of the pumps came on. And I had to try to crawl through the corn behind the pumping station to get into the switch, which was fun. And what I mean by switch is I have another little light bar. It's a 4-plug light bar underneath the pumping station that all the pumps plug into. I thought I had to switch in on mode. I didn't. I had an off mode, so I had to kind of halfway get underneath there to get to it, to hit the switch to on to get it to work. It's like, oh geez, it was a pain in the ass. Morgan's fountain was spewing out of the pond a little bit, so I used a pole to kind of knock it into place, or push it into place. And because the water was actually shooting out of the pond a little bit, and that will drain the pond. Not a good idea. So we got that fixed. The pump in the Hammer and Clown was in the wrong spot. There's a slight slope there, and it was on the upside of the slope, so it wasn't totally covered. So I had to move it like 5-6 inches, so it was more on the downside, so it was more covered. So I did have to go wading there. And it's not too bad when it's fresh out of the tap. You know, the water's, you know, cold, but not ice cold. If I waited till tomorrow to do it, it would have been icy. Oh, and that reminds me, I still got to get the antifreeze in the ponds. Haven't done that yet. Let's see, what else do we have a problem with? Oh, the water wall. I ended up having to remove one of the teats because it was shooting out of the pond. Took that off and everything was working fine. So, you know, that's the only problem we had with the ponds. Morgan got out here and raked the photo hall, swept the photo hall and the exit and the front end. Got a huge garbage can full of crap. There was a lot of junk in there. That area hadn't been raked or swept at all this season. We got into the photo op. I got the weed eating done in there. Got the floods in. They are wired up. The carriage lights are wired up. We got the screen frame put together, and the screen material and stuff is all up, and you know, so that's all good to go. Now, we will have some video footage tomorrow. What type of footage? I have no idea, because we are going to be jumping all over the place. First order of attack tomorrow is going to be that photo op out there. I need to get the stand and box in for the projector. I need to get the stand in for the bubbler. The bubbler will hold off until probably Friday to put in. And I've also got to run the AC lines for both the bubbler, the video, the projector, and the fogger. And then we can put the hay in, and that display is done. Won't take long. Then we need to get in on the hunt, and we need to start attacking some stuff here. I need to get the door up here where I'm sitting, get the screen material on both screens, which means all that wiring sticking down in the corner has to get bundled and pulled back because it will hang down in the screen, on the edge of the screen. I still need to get the projector box for that one and for the porch, installed. I got things, just things like that I need to run around and do. And then we got curtains that we've got to do too, and that does take a while. So, we'll be working on that sort of thing. I have no idea whether you'll get any nighttime footage tomorrow night or not. If we can get a lot of the projectors in and stuff, I might go ahead and do some nighttime footage of the different projections that we've got going. Projectors also on some of them include speakers. The one here on the porch, the one there on that niche, the graveyard, and the photo op all have speakers. So I have 4 sets of speakers I need to put in. The 2 projectors in the water room and the one that goes over the spider don't get speakers. So, and that's kind of an involved process, trying to get all that set up, wired up, and then tomorrow night having to run around and get everything aimed, speakers set to the right volume levels, and that's a whole involved thing. But anyway, we've got stuff to do, but we are really, really close to being done now. So close. Tomorrow may be the last vlog for the setup season, just to let you know. And like I said, beginning of the season, beginning of the setup series, we will be doing a contest this year on the last vlog. The contest will be announced during the wrap-up for the last setup vlog. So pay attention. It will either be tomorrow or the day after. But either tomorrow or the day after are going to be it for setup vlogs this year. So stay tuned for that contest, guys. And I almost forgot, stay spooky, stay toxic.